What's going on? This is My Life in the Shine. Your host down in Washington. A mother and a son gunned down 3 days apart. Same block, same community. This happened on 200 block of West 110th Place, Roseland, Southside Chicago. On Sunday, November 21st, Kevin Tinker, who is 14 years old, was shot over a dozen times. Delisa Tucker, who is 31, both are still babies. She leaves behind 5 other children. I want to bring you guys to the stats. In Roseland alone, 27 homicides this year alone. I'm going to also bring you guys November in Chicago, just in November now. Total homicides, 60. Alright? I'm also bringing you guys year to date in Chicago alone. This year, 785, which already way more than 2020, which 2020 was the most in 2 decades. I'm going to also bring you guys to some of the comments. One of the comments was saying that she was lighting candles for her son when she was killed by someone. As she was walking to the memorial, she was killed and shot in the chest. She had just lost her mother and brother in 2019. This cruel world we live in. Hug your loved ones. Sun-Times is going to read, Delisa leaves behind 5 other children. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Delisa just lost her brother to gun violence and almost lost her daughter to gun violence. However, her mother was not due to gun violence. Something I say on this show all the time is this. Some communities, man, you just got to pick up and go. A lot of times people, don't have enough money, are poor and can't leave, or it may be a job that keeps them there. But I did a show on someone that had their moving van in the driveway, was packing up, leaving forever. And a young man was standing outside helping his mom move when somebody rolled up as they were moving and killed him. Alright, so this particular story is going to read that walking home, 14-year-old Kevin Tinker was shot over a dozen times by an unknown suspect. Police states that Kevin was standing at a home that was targeted earlier that day, but they're not sure if Kevin was the intended target. 2 men were seen on a store camera who the police think are suspects in this particular case. That's the video I showed you guys. It does show the license plates, but I think it's a stolen car. They're saying the suspects were seen leaving a silver Nissan. Kevin's father, who is Kevin Sr., states that his son was a good child and did not run with gang members. 2 days later, Delisa Tucker, who was Kevin's mother, was shot in the chest and died at the scene. She was at the memorial for her son, was there just to light a candle. Police are unsure if the 2 suspects in the 2 incidences are related. Delisa leaves behind 5 other children. According to Chicago Sun-Times, her brother was lost to gun violence, almost lost a daughter. She recently lost a mother. Tragic story. So now, let me bring you guys to the actual footage. This is the actual footage of the alleged suspects here. As you can see right here, it's clear. License plate's clear as day. However, we're getting a lot of carjackings. Understand this. When you have stats like we do in Chicago, when you have the stats that we're looking at, also, you're going to see burglaries, carjackings, everything else go up when not even 10% of the murders are solved. This is going to read, seeking the identity of one in a homicide in the 5th District. They're saying the Area 2 detectives are seeking identities above in relation to a homicide that occurred in the 5th District. I'm also bringing you guys these 2. Now, the one on the left, which is, his name is Dedrick Causey, 24 years old. He went, a friend of mine, I did a documentary, a little piece on a great teacher at the Sullivan House Academy on the south side of Chicago, and he showed me, a guy named Darnell, he showed me 3 walls of dead students or ex-students, one of them being Laquan McDonald. All went to this one high school, and they had 3, and they were building another one when I filmed there. I'm going to bring you guys a story in a later show this week of Dedrick Carlson. He was a barber in the barber just doing his job when people walked in. Shawnee's Banks, she was shot in a domestic. She was shot in a bathtub. Her sister was shot in the face. I'm going to bring you guys that particular story. Alright, so in a city where a lot of people are not getting caught, and this is the culture, I state and I keep stating it. We're doing the same thing over and over again. For the last 50 years, we've been doing the exact same thing and expected different results. How's that even possible? I'm like this. Yo, we can agree to this at least. Whatever we're doing is absolutely wrong. We top the chart. We represent 13% of the country. And top the chart on every negative stat. Name a negative stat. We above 85-90% of that negative stat. Positive stat, we at the bottom. We can agree. Politically, we can agree to disagree. That's cool. But we can agree on this. What we're doing is absolutely wrong. We're killing each other every day without mercy. Women, babies, children, everything. Some communities, Garfield Park, 68 murders this year. Inglewood, 57. Austin, 71 murders this year alone. I read the comments of some of the people. I have all walks of life, even some in different countries. Favorite, most asked question is how, and why don't people just say, hey, I'm out, pack your bags, moving truck, call your realtor. If you rent and break that lease, call your landlord, I'm out, homie. Sue me for the rest of that money. But 71 murders in one community, 27 in Roseland alone. 27. In fact, there's a lady that I know personally, and she was really distraught about her nephew, and she wanted justice for her nephew, and she was like, "Yo, Donald, yo, my nephew, I need justice." She was visibly, and it's been like a year and a half, and she has never been right, and she was telling me like, "Yeah, you know, my daughter saw somebody get killed the other day, and 2 weeks ago, my son saw somebody," and I'm not gonna say a name, but I'm like, "Yo, move!" And I saw she was on the news about a month ago, and I thought it was, it was talk about a nephew saying something. She wants justice for a nephew, but ends up her granddaughter was shot at a school, outside of a school. Granddaughter was shot, and it was her on the news again. I know her personally. Anyway, appreciate everybody watching the footage I put up in Atlanta. Appreciate everybody sending me stories. I got a lot more coming for you guys. The other two, these two particular stories, man, the young lady, we're seeing a lot more domestics. Anytime you're seeing 10% of the murders go unsolved, you're going to get a lot more robberies, domestics, because now everybody had a gun. Now everybody has a gun. Now everybody think, oh, all my partners got away with murder. So now domestics, robberies, carjackings, all of them are interrelated. Group economics. Let's talk solutions. Solutions to the problems in our communities, and solutions is group economics. There's a thriving community, there's low violence. When there's an impoverished community, there's high violence. Anyway, like, subscribe, share this video. Peace, peace.